Hi, this is Connor again, and this is my lab number 5. The goal of Objective 1 was to use the analog write function to successfully change an LED's brightness by controlling the voltage it gets. As you can see, this blue LED brightens and dims depending on the voltage it gets. The LED is hooked up to the digital pin slots on the Arduino and is connected electrically to the ground on the Arduino. The goal of Objective 2 was to use a potentiometer to directly control a DC motor's speed. Here you can see we have our potentiometer and our DC motor hooked up in series. Voltage is being supplied to the potentiometer and DC motor from the 5-volt pin slot on the Arduino board, and that is returning to the Arduino's ground. In this situation, we are using the potentiometer as a direct resistor for the DC motor. Thus, the amount of voltage that the DC motor receives, which will affect its speed, is controlled by how much voltage is dropped across the potentiometer. The goal of Objective 3 was to logically control the DC motor with the assistance of a transistor and the potentiometer from Objective 2. The potentiometer is wired to the Arduino in the analog input port. The Arduino reads the values from the potentiometer and uses this to determine how open or how closed the transistor and the other circuit should be. A 9-volt battery supplies power to the other circuit with the transistor and the DC motor. The transistor opens or closes the circuit based on the values from the potentiometer. A diode has been hooked up to prevent backflow. The goal of Objective 4 was to logically control a single-speed DC motor with the use of a push button and a potentiometer. The circuit that includes the transistor and the DC motor has not changed from Objective 3. However, another, smaller circuit has been added to accommodate the push button. The push button gets its power from the Arduino 5-volt slot and goes back to the Arduino's ground. The Arduino is programmed to only apply voltage to the transistor when both the push button and the potentiometer are activated. The potentiometer's activation value is pre-programmed and set. As you can see, when the potentiometer is not activated, even though the push button is pressed, nothing will happen to the motor.